Hello everyone, this is Vortex and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I. Actually, this is the second take of the first episode, so to speak. About 2.5 years ago, I recorded the very first episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I, and I uploaded it to my old Vortex 259 channel on YouTube. And I spent about 6 months preparing 93 total episodes to complete that LP series. And I saved all of those episodes on my PC hard drive, or actually so I thought I did. When I was getting ready to re-upload the Let's Play Final Fantasy I series to my new YouTube channel, which is called The World of Vortex, I discovered that episodes 1 through 19 were missing in my files. So yeah, unfortunately I only have episodes 20 through 93 available in my files. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go through and play through the first 19 episodes all over again. And once I get to the point of where I was at in episode 20, I'll just start re-uploading from there. So actually it may no longer be 93 episodes total, because YouTube now of course allows longer than 10-minute uploads. So anyhow, we'll just go through and start all over again here and just get through the Let's Play series and get to the point of where we were at in episode 20, and I'll just re-upload from there. So let me go ahead and start my GBA game. As you can see, I've got the old Nintendo DS powered up here, and there's the Game Boy logo. Let me just zoom in here to the Square Enix logo. And we're going to see the crystal, staple of the Final Fantasy series. And there's the opening title sequence there, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. We're going to be playing through the Dawn of Souls version. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 was packaged together and renamed Dawn of Souls for the Game Boy Advance about 6 years ago now. As of this recording, it was released in 2004. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 were previously released as a package deal together on the PlayStation, and that package was called Final Fantasy Origins, and I actually own that PlayStation compilation, but I've always preferred the Game Boy Advance version, the Dawn of Souls version of Final Fantasy 1 and 2 for some reason. Let's go ahead and play through Final Fantasy. The first time I ever played Final Fantasy I, of course, was when it was released on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in 1990, and boy was I in awe when I played through that. It got me addicted to RPGs, and of course it got me addicted to the Final Fantasy series. I've played through all the Final Fantasy games that have been released here in North America ever since. So let's go ahead and select new game here, and it's like I'm going to get a message here telling me there are no empty data files. Of course that just means if I want to continue I'm going to have to overwrite an existing file to save my progress, which I'm well aware of. So here we go. Here you get to choose your party. These are going to be the 4 Warriors of Light, and you can actually select from 6 different job classes. You can select a warrior, a thief, a red mage, a monk, a white mage, and a black mage. So pick your poison there. 4 out of 6 of those job classes. Of course I'm just going to use the same 4 as I did in my previous Let's Play series. Now when naming your characters, you can press the select button to auto name your characters, and that will just randomly assign a name to each of your characters. A lot of those are from previous Final Fantasy games. Probably recognize some of those there if you're familiar with the Final Fantasy series, but of course I'm just going to name my characters after different Final Fantasy characters from different Final Fantasy games. I'm going to use the same names as I did in my previous Let's Play series. Same job classes as well, so let's get started here and name the warrior. And name my warrior Cloud. Cloud, of course, is from Final Fantasy VII, so I'm sure most of you are well aware. So now I'm just going to press the start button if I can find it. That's what I get for recording this in the dark. Oh, there it is right there. So I've got my warrior named. Next on the list is the thief. And I'm going to name my thief as the same thief from Final Fantasy VI. And that will be Locke. Of course, Locke preferred to be called a treasure hunter, not a thief. Alright, moving on down the list, it's time to name the White Mage, and I'm going to give the White Mage a female name. And Lena will be the name of my White Mage. Lena was from Final Fantasy V. And last but not least, we have our trusty, rusty Black Mage. And what's a better name to give a Black Mage than, of course, Vivi. Vivi being the Black Mage from Final Fantasy IX. Alright, so I've got my party named here. I am done, so I'm going to press start one more time, and I'm going to begin the game with this party. So let's get started here. Going to be treated to the opening sequence here. Looks like we've got a pretty ominous looking storm. The world lies shrouded in darkness. Oh no! Got a tower in the middle of a desert somewhere. Pretty bad sandstorm, but the sand stops because the winds die. That doesn't bode well. Here we have a town next to the sea. Pretty bad storm. The seas are raging. Not good. And off in the distant corner of the world, we've got a cave somewhere, and the land around it is starting to rot. The earth is decaying, so bad things are happening to this world. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. And after a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. There's the first appearance of crystals in the Final Fantasy series. That will be a continuing theme as you go through each Final Fantasy game, or most of the Final Fantasy games at least. So here we are. We're going to be the heroes of the game, the saviors of the world. We're the 4 warriors of light, and apparently we're here to fulfill a prophecy. We've arrived at the gates of a castle town. Of course, to enter the town would just go right or left, but first we want to visit the castle. So let's go inside Castle Cornelia on the first floor and visit with the guard at the entrance. He says the king is searching for the prophesied warriors of light. Those crystals, could it be? Yeah, it sure is, man. We're the saviors of the world. Out of our way. We're going to go see the king. And to do so, we're going to go up to the second floor of Castle Cornelia. The king's chambers lie just up ahead here, but we've got a guard blocking our way. The guard says the king is searching for the prophesied warriors of light. Those crystals. You must see the king at once. So he's going to get out of our way, and we're going to get our first cutscene here. And the warriors of light are going to chat with the king of Cornelia. He says, "Welcome, travelers. I am told you carry crystals. Is this true? Well, excuse us while we whip these out. We got crystals all right, and each one is a different color." The king says, "It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come." And just like in most RPGs, this king also has a chancellor, and he's going to play the role of the Doubting Thomas. The chancellor says, "Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy." Yeah, just because they're 4 travelers and have 4 crystals doesn't necessarily mean they're the 4 warriors of light. What, are you blind, king? But the king says, "Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence." "Silence, Chancellor, I will hear no more of your foolishness." The king says, "Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you." "Oh no, I smell a fetch quest coming here." The king says, "Will you not rescue my daughter Sarah?" "Oh no, don't tell me that a princess has been abducted in an RPG." Yeah, unfortunately it's true. The Chancellor says Garland, a knight, once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. Oh no. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Well, why do we have to go do this? Why couldn't y'all just go after him? Oh, well, the Chancellor says, of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. Uh-oh, sounds like this Garland guy is pretty tough. The king says, I have heard that you wish to journey to the continent to our north. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you can rescue Sarah, I'll have the bridge rebuilt as a sign of my gratitude. Oh, that'd be generous of you. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me, or I'll have you drawn and quartered. So it looks like we have our very first task. We've got to go save a princess. And she has been abducted by a knight formerly in the service of the King of Cornelia. His name is Garland, and apparently he's taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine. We talked to this knight. He says, our reports say that Garland fled north with the princess to the Chaos Shrine. So it looks like we're going to have to go north from this castle to go after Garland and save the princess. And basically all the guards pretty much say the same thing. The king is searching for the prophesied warriors of light. And yep, we've got crystals on us. Don't mess with us. Now let's go talk to some folks here in the castle, see what they have to say. This woman says, please, please save Lady Sarah. So there's concern about the princess who's been abducted. And we've got a scholar here. Now what's kind of cool is in the Nintendo Entertainment System version of Final Fantasy I, I believe the scholar was invisible. And at one point in time I had a link with more information about that. If I can find that link and if it's still accessible, I'll post it up here. But anyhow, basically you had to perform a trick to be able to see this scholar. That's some useless trivia for you there. But all the scholar says is Garland was once the greatest knight in the kingdom, but power consumed him and he lost sight of who he really was. So it sounds like he turned to the dark side. Not a good thing. Now let's go inside this chamber, and inside here we have Jane, Queen of Cornelia, and she's begging us to bring back her daughter to her safely. Pretty sad. And we find that the queen's overcome with grief. She shut herself inside her chamber. So she's completely locked herself inside in sadness. Yep, that's a sad story, but hey, maybe we can cheer her up by saving her daughter from that nefarious Garland. And we've got another chamber over here. Inside here we have a little girl. And apparently this is the younger princess. She wants her sister back. Alrighty, am I going the right way? Nope, that's a dead end, so I gotta go all the way around, it looks like, so I'll just use my B button dash. I want to go around here. There's one more place I want to visit up here. If we go to the north side of the castle, we've got some old men down here. And there we go. We're going to just walk around and talk to this old man. He says our ancestors sealed weapons within this treasure house 400 years ago. They then gave the key to the Elf King to hold until the coming of the Warriors of Light. So apparently there's a key somewhere we can obtain from an Elf King. And we're going to need that key if we want to open the locked doors of the game, such as this one. The treasure house has been bound by the Mystic Key. Alright, so it looks like we have our first quest laid out before us. We're going to have to go defeat an evil knight named Garland, save Princess Sarah, and if we do so, we can get a bridge built for us. So lots to do in our coming episodes of Let's Play Final Fantasy I. I hope you enjoyed this introductory video. I certainly enjoyed making it. Thank you very much for watching today. This has been Vortex, your host. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.